Today, we are diving deep into the terrifying and awe-inspiring world of lethal weaponry that has shaped the course of human civilization. Welcome back, fellow history enthusiasts, to another thrilling episode of unleashing the deadliest weapons in history. From the Bronze Age to the modern era, hold on tight as we explore the most groundbreaking and devastating instruments of destruction ever created. Our journey begins in the brutal days of the Bronze Age, where maces ruled the battlefield. Maces, little more than rocks mounted on sticks, were designed for one purpose only: to crush bones and skulls. While ineffective as hunting tools, they unleashed havoc upon other humans, making them the ultimate weapon of their time. Fast forward to the later years of the Bronze Age, where the iconic sword made its grand entrance. With its razor-sharp edge and deadly precision, the sword revolutionized combat. Throughout history, the refinement of weapons has been driven by maximizing the killing potential while minimizing the ability to retaliate. Number 1. Maxim machine gun. The 19th century brought forth a firearms revolution, and at the forefront was Hiram Maxim's invention, the Maxim machine gun. With its belt-fed, water-cooled mechanism, this weapon fired over 500 rounds per minute, turning the Western Front into a blood-soaked nightmare during World War I. It was a weapon of astounding killing power, leaving soldiers in awe and terror. In just one day of the First Battle of the Somme, more than 20,000 British soldiers were killed in bloody and ineffective charges against entrenched German defenders armed with MG08s, the German variant of the Maxim. Number 2. Nuclear weapon. Now, brace yourselves for the most terrifying weapons ever created: nuclear weapons. These apocalyptic devices have the potential to wipe out entire cities, even countries. The atomic bomb dropped on Hiroshima killed tens of thousands instantly, while the Russian RS-28 Sarmat could obliterate an area the size of Texas or France. With over 15,000 nuclear weapons on Earth, the stakes have never been higher. Although arms limitation treaties drastically reduced the size of nuclear arsenals, there are still an estimated 15,000 nuclear weapons on Earth. More than 90% of those weapons belong to the United States and Russia. Number 3. Shock cavalry. Let's take a step back in time to the rise of shock cavalry. Armored knights atop powerful war horses, charging into battle with heavy swords and lances. The war saddle had been introduced by the 6th century, and the iron stirrup was common by the 7th. Iron horseshoes date from the end of the 9th century, and spurs had begun to appear in the 11th. By the 12th century these factors had combined with increases in the size and power of war horses and steady improvements in personal armor to place the mounted knight at the apex of the European battlefield. Feudalism and the socio-economic system of the time evolved hand in hand with these mounted warriors. But the paradigm shifted when infantry armed with pikes and longbows proved more lethal, permanently eclipsing the reign of the armored knight. Number 4. Greek fire and napalm. Imagine a weapon that could unleash fire on your enemies from a distance. Enter Greek fire, a closely guarded secret of the Byzantine Greeks. Its composition remains unknown, but its combat effectiveness prolonged the Byzantine Empire. Fast forward to World War II, where napalm wreaked havoc during the Allied bombing campaigns. Dresden and Tokyo burned under its destructive flames. Number 5. The revolutionary rifle. The advent of rifles changed warfare forever. Until the 19th century, shoulder-fired infantry weapons were typically muzzle-loaded smoothbore muskets. These muskets could propel bone-shattering .75 caliber rounds up to 200 yards, but they did so with little accuracy. From the inaccurate muskets of the past, rifling and conical bullets brought accuracy and range to infantry weapons. The American Civil War showcased the deadly capabilities of rifled muskets, while subsequent innovations such as breech-loading weapons, smokeless powder, and cartridge ammunition increased their lethality. The AK-47 assault rifle dominated the 20th century, becoming an icon of revolution and insurgency. Number 6. The submarine's silent lethality. Early submarines were far more lethal to their own crews than they were to their intended targets. The deep sea harbor's secrets, and submarines unlocked a new dimension of warfare. From the early days of Confederate submarines to the devastating U-boat campaigns of both world wars, these vessels proved instrumental in changing the tides of battle. Modern ballistic missile submarines, armed with nuclear warheads capable of decimating entire continents, became the embodiment of destruction. The The Ohio-class ballistic missile submarine was equipped to carry up to 24 Trident missiles, each missile moved to deliver as many as 10 nuclear warheads, and each of those individual warheads was designed to generate a 475 kiloton blast. These ships were essentially capable of delivering the equivalent of nearly 8,000 Hiroshima explosions from nearly 1,400 miles away. Number 7. Biological weapons. Our final stop takes us to the dark realm of biological weapons. The unintentional spread of the plague during the Middle Ages claimed millions of lives, showcasing the unpredictable and indiscriminate nature of disease. Biological weapons tend to be even more capricious than chemical weapons. Viruses and bacteria do not discriminate on the basis of uniform, insignia, or allegiance. Beginning in 1346, Genoese defenders at Kaffa withstood a Mongol siege that lasted for more than a year. The Biological Weapons Convention, BWC, was intended to limit the development and stockpiling of biological agents, but Japan's horrific experimentation and the Soviet Union's clandestine program proved that these threats still loomed large. Without an invasive inspection and enforcement system, the BWC acted more as a statement of global norms regarding weapons of war than as an actual prohibition of biological agents. There you have it, dear viewers, a spine-chilling journey through time, exploring the most lethal weapons ever devised by humanity. From maces to rockets, each innovation has brought new dimensions of terror and destruction. As we delve deeper into the annals of history, let us not forget the lessons these weapons have taught us about the fragile nature of peace and the importance of diplomacy. Join me next time as we unravel more gripping tales of warfare and the weapons that shaped our world. Stay curious, stay safe, and until then, subscribe to our channel and watch our other interesting videos.